everybody, my name is Freya, my pronouns are she, her, and welcome to my channel. So, I just watched the videos by Samantha and Kristina Maione by talking about the queerbaiting in Billie Eilish's new video Lost Cause. Just wanted to give my 2 cents on the situation and mostly use this as an opportunity to talk about queerbaiting. So if you don't know what has happened, Billie Eilish put out a music video and it's basically about getting over somebody who didn't treat you right, and in the video she's having a lot of fun with her friends. So I firstly want to say that Samantha thought that it wasn't queerbaiting and Kristina Maione thought it was queerbaiting. Now if you don't know what queerbaiting is, it's basically that a celebrity or a fictional character that they hint towards their queerness but they never explicitly say it. So that there's this tension between, let's talk about fictional characters first, that there's this tension between fictional characters, like obviously of the same sex or that they're trans or whatever, that there's that they have a queer relationship and it's, you know, hinted at but it's never confirmed, and that's basically just to lure in queer viewers because they want to see themselves represented and they will take anything. For example, spoilers for Legend of Korra, like we see Korra at the end. I actually watched the whole show just to see Korra and Asami get together, and I literally watched Avatar and the Last Airbender too for that reason. So you know, like, it works. This shit works. You get queer viewers to watch a show just because there's hinted at like a queer relationship. Obviously it was also a good show. By the way, I'm having some tea. It's a sleep tea just to calm my nerves. Oh, it's hot. So that's queerbaiting in fictional characters. Then you obviously have like queerbaiting in real life, where celebrities will hint at being queer just to get more followers and to get basically get some stans from the queer community. I think Demi Lovato did that with like kissing somebody on stage or something. I don't really remember that. Like, they're the only person that really comes to mind right now. Obviously they are queer because they came out as non-binary. But you know, something like that, before a person comes out, they perform in a certain way to get a queer audience to come to them because they think they're one of us. That's queerbaiting. Now, I think the video by Billie Eilish is queerbaiting because a lot of queer viewers, specifically women-loving women, will watch that video and be like, is she you know, is she bi? Is she into women as well? And especially with the post she did afterwards with like the I love girls as the caption during Pride Month. And okay, so it is queerbaiting, but does that necessarily mean it's bad? That's the question I want to ask myself this video. So let's first get this out of the way. In fictional characters, tension is nice. In any you know, relationship, the tension is nice. Also, can we appreciate this outfit right now? Having a Catra moment over here. What was I saying? Hello? Well. Yeah, with fictional characters. So, with fictional characters, having some tension between them is pretty nice, but if you wanna do it, you gotta do it fully, in my opinion. Like, if you put in some tension but never like fully do it but only with queer characters, that's like stupid. Like, for example, in the later books of Acotar, this really annoyed me. So yeah, if you don't want any spoilers on Acotar, skip to whatever. First of all, in the first two books, like, the author really forgot that queer people existed, that people of color existed, and then in the third book she was like, or no, in the second book she was like, wait, whoopsie, and then she was like, let me put in 7 characters. They're all background characters mostly, but you know, let me make them all queer and all people of color, which is great. But the problem I have is that only the queer characters are the ones that never get a happy relationship. Like, all the other characters get a somewhat happy relationship. Obviously, they have some issues and stuff, but you know, they get a relationship. Whereas Moore, who is confirmed to have only hooked up with like other characters in the male characters in the book, she's a woman. Male characters in the book just because she mostly wanted to hide it, and she had a relationship with a woman after, but she never told anybody, and she came out to the main character. But then she like never gets a girl. She never gets that happy relationship that she wants, and that's like, okay, why are you gonna put in some queer characters and then never let them be happy and never let them have a proper relationship and never let them be good? Like, you've written 3 books after that. You could have given her a girlfriend by now. You don't have to let her come out or anything, but you could have at least like had her have some positive interaction with other people and like made it serious. Like, this is also in some way queer. Is it queerbaiting though? I don't know, but at least I didn't like that all the queer characters never got anything serious, and that just really disappointed me, because I was like, oh shit, she's actually, all these people are here. This fictional world over here has actually some queer characters in it. I really love that. But like, why are they not happy? Why are they not having good relationships? Why are they the ones that are lonely? Obviously there are other characters that are also lonely, but like, can you please just make one exception? So in fictional stories, I definitely think that queerbaiting is like not cool, because you can just make everything canon. You can make all the queer representation you want. You can make everything work. There's no biggie, because you can just let them have happy relationships, because they're literally fictional characters. You can write them however you want. Queerbaiting in fictional stuff should not happen. Let's now move on to the real world. Celebrities that are hinting at queerness but never, you know, fully coming out or doing this or that, to just appeal to queer audiences. Because like Samantha looks in the video, she was like also reading out some tweets people had sent, and there was somebody who said like that she was just doing it for the male gaze, but especially in Billie's video, she was definitely not doing it for the male gaze, and Samantha made a very good like point on that like most of her audience is not cis straight men or whatever. Her audience is mostly women and girls, and so the point of that video would mostly be to appeal to her queer women audience, you know. So firstly, to get that out of the way, then okay, so queerbaiting with real life people and celebrities, I think that's a bit more normal, because like it's an actual person. You can't tell them what to do, what to not to do, what to put in their art, what to put, how to say, how they need to express themselves, and what they want to do with other people in their life, and whether they want to film that or not. So like, that's completely their business, and other people shouldn't come and say, well, you shouldn't do this, blah blah blah. Is their opinion. If you don't like it, just don't watch that, okay? But is it good? In fictional things, it's not good in my opinion. You shouldn't queerbaiting shouldn't exist. In real life, however, people want to express themselves however they want. They want to be curious. They want to explore themselves and maybe even figure out their own identity through making their art and through writing their songs, and eventually maybe coming out as something else than straight or cis. And I think we need to give people the space to do that. Especially somebody with such a big audience like Billie Eilish, who could just be allowed to be curious and to, I guess, do this queerbaiting. If she is queer, she had the ability to explore herself, to express herself however she wants, to be a representative of the queer community even before she came out, and to make other people also question themselves and look at themselves from a different angle and try to get them to explore themselves as well. That's if she is queer. If she's not queer, it's just that she got to explore herself, that she got to question her own identity, her own sexuality, and she also got to, you know, say to other people, like, it's okay to question yourself, it's okay to explore who you are. And I think that either of those are good. You know, even if after in 20 years Billie said, I never even liked that, it was just exploring my own sexuality and stuff, I think that should be cool as well. And that's why I think that queerbaiting in real people should not be possible. Like, we shouldn't label when people just are exploring their own sexuality through their art. We shouldn't call that queerbaiting, because obviously they're they are, should we call it that? I don't think we should call it that, because yes, I guess they're baiting some of their they're baiting some more of their queer audiences to come to them and to, but it's none of their of the audience's businesses anyway. Like, Billie doesn't owe us any explanation of her sexuality, of her identity. If she wants to make a video exploring her own sexuality, then that's her business. Is it technically baiting in other women-loving women to have, you know, a bit of hope that Billie could also be one of them? Yeah, sure, but I think that's on those queer women and not on Billie, if you get what I'm saying. Also, to quickly talk about this, because Kristina Maione talked about that in her video. She talked about how Lil Nas X was being criticized because he made out with another man on stage, while Billie Eilish gets all this praise for, you know, trying something new in her new video. And I think that's also a problem, that out queer artists get criticized for literally being themselves, while other people are, you know, just, woo, you go do that. I hope I'm getting my point across. So I guess my point is, queerbaiting should only exist, or we should only call queerbaiting a thing in fictional characters. There you can have, you know, the promise of a queer relationship within fictional media and it never being fulfilled. However, in real life, the promise of them being queer shouldn't exist, because that's none of your business. Yes, you can get some queer audiences to come to you because you put out a semi-queer-ish looking video, but it's not the responsibility of the creator to, like, the creator should be able to express themselves however they want, and if that is through making a queer type looking video, then that should be completely fine, whether they come out later or not, whether it was just exploration or whether it was finding their true identity. I think we should not be criticizing celebrities and real life people for queer baiting, because they don't promise you queerness. Audiences shouldn't expect that from real life people, because that puts such a weird, like, thing on people. Let's say that Hayley Kiyoko was just making that video, Girls Like Girls, because she just wanted to explore that part of herself, because she just wanted to write a song about that and see where it goes. If she wasn't queer after that, if she wasn't a lesbian after that, nobody should have been mad about that if that happened. Or like, I think I now get the problem. Like, I was thinking about the t.A.T.u, all the things she said, or like in the music video, these two girls are kissing and whatever, and later on they said it was for performative reasons. I think we should just lower the expectation and just assume that whatever a creator puts out, whatever an artist puts out, is something they genuinely care about. And not assume that whatever they're putting out is for performance reasons or for money reasons or to get bigger audiences. The root of the problem is where people use the queerbaiting, let's just call it queerbaiting, use this queerbaiting for performative reasons and not as a way to express themselves. I don't think that Billie would put out a video of her, you know, dancing with other girls, performing these types of, just doing these things with other girls to get a bigger audience. She has a large enough audience, the girls are already simping for her. She doesn't need to do anything. She could have just made a video of her dancing alone without other girls and the girls would have been simping for her anyway. She doesn't need to do that to gain a larger audience. And so I just think that this is about her expressing herself. And I think that should be allowed. Like, we shouldn't call things queerbaiting when it's just a creator expressing themselves however they want to. I think that should be celebrated. Obviously, when it is purely for performative reasons, that shouldn't be like, that's not cool in my opinion, but I think that's a dying breed. I don't think that's gonna happen that much anymore. I think people are or just gonna be queer, or they're, you know, they're just gonna have explored their sexuality and question themselves, like, could I be bi? Could I like men? Could I like girls? Could I be something else? Could I, you know, just the self-reflection is important, and I think we should just start to assume that queerbaiting in real people doesn't exist and that it's just expressing themselves. Because, okay, you can say like, well, it's bad or whatever, or queerbaiting is bad, but that's because we look at queerbaiting as something that's performative or something that's just used to get more audience and not something that is authentic to the creator. And obviously, when it's not authentic to the creator, that should not be done and that's not cool. But I think we should hope that whatever the creations of an artist are authentic, and that's, I think, we should look at it through that lens. And if we look at it through that lens, the people that use it for performative reasons will die out eventually. Like, queerness will be so normalized in society that, like, you can't use it as a performative thing anymore. So I'm glad that I talked about this, because I didn't have my conclusion at the beginning of this video when I started filming, but now I do. So in fictional media, queerbaiting should not be done, because you can change the identity of the characters however you like, and you can make them as queer as you fucking want. Queerbaiting should not exist in fictional media, and the term queerbaiting is a good one over there. In real life, however, queerness should be something that's not used as a performative act to get a larger audience, and we should expect that from people. If they put out something that's hinting at queerness, we should assume that it is someone or expressing how they really feel or exploring their identity, not as a performative outlet or a performative act to get a larger audience. If we look at it through that lens, anything that's called queerbaiting will not be queerbaiting anymore. It will be just a poor choice by the creator. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the topic. Also, for y'all wondering, I am sapphic, by the way, so I do get to say something on this. Also, I do think that it's a good point that both Samantha and Kristina make, that like, I think Samantha said something about that it was just girls having a sleepover and just having fun together, and that should be allowed as well. While Kristina said that, you know, sleepovers are over-sexualized, and that whatever type of kiss a woman has is with another woman is just said, it's just brushed away, and it's denying them of their queerness, basically. So I do both think that those things are true. That was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something, or that it was just entertaining. I hope that I will see you again soon, and be there for yourself and be proud of your queerness. So yeah, bye guys.